I cannot believe I'm sitting here and I can say, finally, ladies and gentlemen, here is the first cookbook from the French Cooking Academy. Please bring forth the cover. French Cooking Academy, 100 essential recipe for the home cook. This is the first book we've created. This is a labor of love. It's been so much work. We've been at it for so long. And trust me, if you've never made a book, I can tell you, yes, it will take a lot of your time and it is pretty intense. Yeah. So what's happening with the book? 100 recipes, the beginning of the book is dedicated to a small chapter on staple techniques. Also the sauces, the dressing, the stock. And these are things you're going to be able to use in other recipes, but you're going to be using this as a reference guide for the recipes in the book. The rest of all the recipes are organized in a bistro-style menu with appetizer, starters, cold and warm. Then you got the meats, you got the seafood, you got the fish, you got the sides, you got the sweet treats, you've got desserts and patisserie. Everything is in there. We got you covered for absolutely everything. Now, one thing that we really wanted to do in that book is make it accessible to absolutely everyone around. So that you are someone on the channel, that you are someone that you never heard about us. There's someone in a bookshop that just sees a book on the shelf. You're going to be able to pick the book and make the recipes. We've tried our best, and trust me, we made an amazing job on that, to simplify each and every recipe to its core, okay? All the recipes, well, let's say, 90% of the recipes in the book can be made, okay, let me rephrase this, 90% of the recipes in the book can be made with everyday ingredients you will find in your supermarket. So I'm talking about parsley, onions, garlic, carrots, leeks, and of course you will need butter, cream, and wine. Well, that's French cooking, so that's a given. But away from that, you know, I even sometimes scratch my head thinking, how on earth did we manage to do this amazing recipe that when they come on your table, they punch above their weight big time? The other thing is that all the recipes have been made here, right here, okay? Testing, making with that stove, with this oven here. So it is perfectly home cooking friendly. It works in a home kitchen and you don't need any special pans or things and stuff like that. That's the other good point, which is really, really impressive. Another question we had as well about the recipes that I want to tell you is the pictures. Is there a picture on each of the recipes? The answer is yes. Again, that's amazing. We've got the recipe on one side, and then you will see a picture of the dish that I'm going to show you some after at the end. Okay, or how the dish is supposed to look like. The pictures have been made in a house. Actually, it is Kate, my partner in crime, has been a photographer on here, and it is the result of the recipe taken, and we followed the recipe, we've made it here, and then we photographed the dish as it was coming out of the oven or the pan or the pot or whatever. So what you see is really what the recipe is all about. It's not fake food, it's not been retouched, it is just the thing as it is. And trust me, the result, again, and nothing short of amazing. So if you want to know a little bit where you step in for that book, that is the roundup, okay? This is pretty much, I think, what we could call a good offer for a French culinary book, but we've added something extra in that book. And this is something that you won't see at first because there's more than meet the eyes in that book, you see. When you look at it, what you're going to see, oh, it's a good French cooking book. You've got recipes, classic, plenty of things that looks different and stuff like that. But in fact, that book has got a special feature. Each recipe that you're going to be making, even this, from the simplest one to the most complicated, has something hidden into it, as we've embedded a classic culinary technique into the recipe. But without saying anything. For you, all what you need to do is take a recipe, you make it, and by the end of the recipe, you would have learned, without knowing, a classic French culinary technique. Now, the good thing about this is that every recipe in the book is absolutely unique, is not boring, and will give you the impression that you've, oh, did I just learn something there? You did. You actually did. And in fact, I will go further to say that if you were to make all the recipes in the book, your skills or your cooking skills will go from this to this, just by making. And this is a signature thing we've created, and we call this learning by doing. This is not something you're going to find in any other book on the market. So if you're someone that's been looking at house recipes for years, you've been following the French Cooking Academy, you like French food and you want to also, go French food, this is the time to pre-order the book right now. As I said, I'll give you more detail on the whole thing, but it's here, it's coming. Date November 21st. How good is this? But anyway, to finish the video, let me show you a little bit of what's inside in the recipe we've created, some juicy pictures. And I've made a little fun slideshow for you with a little bit of music. Let's go.